Da, 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 da.
Greetings, fellow test subjects. Test subject 1337 here for Aperture Gaming. They make it. We test it. You play it. And now it is time to blow off some steam as Aperture Gaming is proud to present a B.O.S. review. Alright, some previous games I reviewed have been a little on the side, but this one it kind of reminds me of a couple of RPGs I played. It has like RPG elements, and it reminds me a little bit of Brutal Legend, Skies of Arcadia Legends, and Hi-Fi Rush. So, what is this wacky new game that I'm playing? Well, let's get to the review, shall we?
Series.
The name of the game is Dungeons of Hinterberg. As far as I can tell, it is a standalone title, not a sequel, prequel, or in-between cool.
Team.
This game was developed by Microbird Games and it was published by Curve Games.
Plot.
This game takes place in Hinterberg, Austria. Only not the normal Hinterberg, Austria. This one is a magical one because 3 years ago the world of magic came to this world. Apparently spots have been opening up in some other spots here and there, but Hinterberg is the hot spot, as 25 dungeons have popped open. Now adventurers from all over the world are coming to explore it. And that's the thing, it's kind of like set in modern times. You play as Louisa, a young woman who was there in Hinterberg on vacation, and when she was a child, she thought she saw a witch in a cave, and now this Hinterberg is a chance for her to live out her fantasy, to explore this town, have a nice vacation, and fight monsters, and just live the adventure life that she normally wants to, that she always wanted to.
Gameplay controls.
This game is on my gaming PC, but I had to plug in a controller. It's a controller made. I use my PS4. This is a third-person RPG hack and slash. And the controls are, you control Louisa, and you go to locations, and you can collect items, fight monsters, and you equip charms to help your health, offense, defense. You can equip new weapons as you find them. You also can equip armor to better your stats. And when you're not busy fighting and exploring monsters, in the main town, you can try to form relationships by being friendly to the townsfolk, very specific individuals. So yeah, I seem like, I want to say Harvest Moon 64 as a reference, but no, yeah. It's hard to describe that. So yeah, it's a balance. It has RPG elements of a whole bunch of different kinds of games.
Graphics.
The graphics for this game, this is where I'm getting the Hi-Fi Rush vibes, kind of. It kind of looks like a graphic novel in some areas, the way everything looks. But it is beautiful. The character work is interesting. The monsters, it's really good work with using just a solid base color for the monsters, but then giving them some interesting color highlights. Oh, and the environment is beautiful. Everything about this game, it just looks great. It looks like it's a living comic book. Very awesome.
Audio.
You get very peaceful music while you're in the town or when you're not fighting the monsters. Then you have then when you get close to monsters, you have the audio cues of different music change, and then the monsters making various noises. The combat of the sword slashing against the monsters. So yes, you do have your typical RPG elements of sound effects. The environment, everything just seems natural. Nothing seems forced, and the music seems to be a very good line of electronic, classic, peaceful. Everything just sounds right. Everything fits in perfectly.
Multiplayer.
No, there is no multiplayer.
DLC.
Yes, we do have DLC, but it is artwork, the art of the game. Currently, there's no extra zones or new monsters or weapons or gear, but hey, who knows? Maybe as time goes on, maybe new content will unlock for Hinterberg. Maybe I'll get a 26th dungeon or something else. Who knows?
Issues.
Alright, very one small nitpick. In one area, the text reads, it said, "Oh man, I slept well tonight." I'm guessing it meant to say, I slept well last night. Not sure if this is a translation error or something. I'm not quite sure. Now, that's the technical wise. Everything else, the game seems to be running pretty good. I haven't encountered any bugs or glitches or problems. I got a couple of gameplay quality nitpicks though. Slight issues include here's where I compare it to Brutal Legend. You can't jump. There's some areas where you automatically run and jump up to based on how the ledge is colored and whatnot, or if it's a close enough ledge, but there's no button you push to manually jump. Kind of a weird thing to point out, but I feel it's something that you see in some RPGs. Speaking of things you see in RPGs, whenever you get a new weapon, the weapon, it does change. The sword does look different. However, as typical in an RPG, if you get a better jacket or better leg pads or better boots, your character looks exactly the same. There's no changing of the outfit. So that's something I've seen a lot of RPGs, but I think I've seen some RPGs where you can change that. So it is kind of like harkens back to its predecessors of the old school originals. Now, here's one thing that does kind of bug me. Your day in Hinterberg is divided into 5 segments. You wake up in the morning, you speak to some people, and you plan out which location you're going to. You can't spend the day exploring the whole town, which is kind of annoying. So by noon, you get to one of your locations you pick. And then you can either decide if you want to fight the monsters around in the field, meditate and relax and build up some of your stats someplace, or go to one of the dungeons that's available. But by relaxing or going to the dungeon, that then advances to the afternoon, where you have to either finish the dungeon, or you have to do the meditation thing, because then after that's all done, you're back in town in the evening. And when you get back there, you have to make sure you get all your shopping and stuff done, and then you gotta figure out who you're going to spend time with. Because it's very key to have relationships with the people here in town. You can give them gifts or souvenirs. I'm not quite sure how that fully works yet, if you have to give someone a specific item, or you can just give something, a random thing to someone. But yeah, you can shop as much as you want, do whatever you want, but if you go see the cinema, or if you spend time with someone, well, it will help you advance your relationship. That will take up the entire evening. And then by night, you go back to your hotel room, and you save, and you go to bed, and then you start out the next day to do it all over again. And my question is, how many days do we get to spend here in Hinterberg? Like, did they have is there a pre-amount set for how long your vacation is? Like, how long do the developers for this game plan on you being here? That is something I'm curious about.
Buy, rent, or pass.
Another game I'd like to compare this to, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of some titles from the Zelda franchise. And despite the couple of nitpicks I have and the long-windedness, I do genuinely enjoy this game. I find it fun, and it is immensely better than some of the previous titles I've played. Sure, we don't have the characters, they don't speak. You have to read all the audio text, but overall, this game is very fun. I enjoy it. There's a couple of areas here and there that I know you have to come back, or you have to wait to your stronger level or have better equipment to deal with, but overall, I'm enjoying this game. I'd say this is a definitive buy.
Overall score.
I loved this game. It was fun to play, and sure, I got stuck in a couple of spots, but it's interesting to see. It's trying to figure out, okay, how do I plan this? Do I go in this dungeon, or do I meditate here and build up my stats in this area? Also, do I sell off this gear, or do I use this gear? And who do I try to form a strong relationship with? And the cool thing is, by forming relationships, you get bonuses, like you can get an extra potion slot, stronger stamina recovery, or the ability to unlock locked chests or ungoo weapons. Trust me, if you play the title, those last two things will make more sense. So yeah, this is a very fun game. I'm enjoying it. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, and I gotta see how many days I can be here on vacation in Hinterberg. So we here at Aperture Games, we give Dungeons of Hinterberg a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, so I kind of went a little long-winded there on the little issue nitpicks, but it is a very fun title. Yeah, definitely a buy, definitely get it, definitely enjoy it. And like I said, you have to get a controller to play it, so this is cool. Now, I think I actually saw this game advertised online last year, so when I saw it was coming out, I was like, wait a minute, this looks familiar. I was like, man. Well, it's stuck in my mind when I saw it last year so well that that's how I got this title. And that's all the time we have for this review. Until next time, this has been Test Subject 1337 for Aperture Gaming. I'm glad we got a chance to blow off some steam. I thank you for watching this B.O.S. review. And until next time, game on, and have a nice day.